feel that breeze blowing, see clouds rolling around the bend. But I ain't seen the sunshine since Mike's gone live again. But I know a storm's a-coming, drunk donkey told me so. But that cone keeps moving down the San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always watch Mike's webpage and you'll know when to run. But I hung around with Irma, Lord, I almost died. When I see that cone moving, I hang my head and cry.
All right, what's up, everybody? Monday morning, going crazy. First day of school. Oh my God. Let me kill the music here, and we will flip the camera. All right, look at that. So here's the deal. The bus is late. First day of school. Last year, Emily's bus was like 40 minutes late the first day of school. So Sarah was supposed to be on the bus at 9:05. And we patiently wait. So I'm looking at our security camera. And, I'm getting audio there. All right. So if I have to cut out for like 5 minutes, I see something coming. Oh, wait a minute. 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 It's turning the corner. It's the bus. All right, come on. Come on, Sarah. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Well, that worked out good. All right, well, welcome back. Hopefully I didn't lose everybody. God, what a frustrating first day. So, obviously y'all know Sarah. She's our youngest. And she's got Down syndrome, which is fine. But we've had like zero communication with them. This is the first day of middle school. Usually, she'd know her. We don't even know her teachers. I mean, it's like we're just sending her off to to school. So I hope Pinellas County takes care of her, because we're just kind of like, we just threw her on the bus and hope for the best, I guess. So all right, we're gonna talk weather. I promise. But the bus driver said he should be here every day at 9:04, so we'll be all right. The dogs are crying. They knew what time it was, so. Sorry for being a little late, a little huffy puffy. Here's Louie. Say hi, Louie. Say hey, Hunter. I just saw Tammy Kent jump in there. We got it. Hunter was fixing to do his little scary bark. We didn't want that to happen. What are you looking at? Now Louie's wondering where the kids went. Louie's like, well, where's the kids? They've been home for like 5 months. This is so weird. This is the first day. This is the first live that We have no kids in the house, so there's the boys. Big day for Hunter. Heading to Big Storm Brewery today. Maybe getting our beer done. Hurricane Hunter, be world famous, semi-famous, beer famous. All right, so let me slow it down a bit. I don't even have a drink. Darn it. Let me get a Mountain Dew, then we'll get rolling. I got to get a Mountain Dew. Chaos. And then Emily, I had to be up at 5:30 to get her up because she leaves the house at 6:40. So it's a whole new world today. Everything starts today. All right. So anyway, Shelly's in here. Shelly helps us out on Facebook a lot. If you got any questions, you can go to her. We got our cone heads. We did a lot of lives yesterday. I did a supporter video. We had 2 live videos. I did an update video. I talked for crazy. So I'm fresh and ready to go today. We're going to talk about Marco. Marco is confusing the hell out of everybody because it looks are deceiving. It looks like it's not anything like it's supposed to be, but it is. It's just totally sheared. So we're going to talk about that. And then our focus has to go to Laura because Laura could be, potential of a major hurricane heading into the Western Gulf, which isn't good news. So that's what's cooking there. So, all right. So first and foremost, of course, we always start out our Facebook great supporter here, ABC Fine Wine sponsors Mike, and we'd like to thank them for all their support. Located here in Florida, you can go to their pretty stores and shop till you drop. Especially now that, hey, listen, first day of school. This picture is dedicated to you teachers. This is your day. I'm telling Julia the bus came. So ABC, they usually put a funny picture out too about like teachers, and after today, with the whole crazy 2020 we're in, I'm sure today is a very stressful day for our teachers out there. So God bless them, right? You guys rock. So anyway, all right. So here's what's cooking. Officially on Mike's weather page here. We'll go into the website some more later on. Let's go right into the core. So first and foremost, we'll get into Marco real quick. So boom. Marco is still, believe it or not, centered south of Mississippi, Alabama. Doesn't look like it at all. Look at the rain. Started last night. When we did our live last night, we were talking a lot about the Big Bend area. Even eastern parts, all this was getting hammered. The main convection ball, pretty rough stuff. Still heading up to the panhandle. Center, well to the west. Still expected to turn, believe it or not. So it's deceiving. The main convection ball is firing a lot of lightning, so we're gonna have some strong storms. This is Pensacola right here. Right here's the tip of Florida. Right here, boom. That's the tip of Florida. Look. So the storm's somewhere down here somewhere. But all this convection obviously is blowing in from the Gulf because of the shear. So the system didn't really relocate. It's just because it's such a sheared system. Sheared means southwest winds above are absolutely tearing apart the system. We can go back to see it. Well, we can zoom in here on Weather Nerds and probably see a really good image. Oh, that's the wrong storm. One storm at a time. There we go. So here's Weather Nerds, but you can see the upper level winds. So our center, believe it or not, somewhere down here. Believe it or not. So that's some pretty, a lot of lightning in these storms. So if we got any fans in the tip of Florida, you're fixing to get some big storms coming in off of the Gulf for sure. I don't even know if they would classify it. I mean, technically to be classified, it needs to have convection around the center, and obviously it has Zippo. But nonetheless, at least there's no hurricane warnings. They dropped them. Tropical storm winds expected. But obviously this is what's left. There's actually no convection by the center. And we got a cool site here we can look at cyclonic weather here. Again, teachers, this is your day. And Pinellas it is. I think a lot of this. I'm sure every county is different, but we're in Pinellas County, so I dedicate our ABC Fine Wine and Spirit post of the day to you. All right, so here's a great shot. This is one more shot. We'll talk a little bit more about Marco, then we'll definitely get into Laura but this is a good shot. This shows you exactly where the center is. We'll zoom in really close here. This is on cyclonicweather.com, but this is a great shot. This red, green, blue map is phenomenal. So the lower level clouds are yellow, upper level, mid-level, white. So you can see the circulation clear as day right here. Well, now my pointer is really pointy. But anyway, right here is the center, clear as day. Clear as day. So there's your center. It's supposed to turn, but look, all the convection. So the rest of today, listen, even though we got watches and warnings up, I mean, look at this. I don't know what to tell you. I would just watch it in real time. It's supposed to make landfall, maybe later today, but maybe if the core turns, if it does turn, which NHC is saying, then these blobs here will turn with it. So maybe that's what they're expecting. So don't discount the fact that we got tropical storm warnings up still. So that's the official forecast. But as far as I don't know. I don't know if we'll see these turn or not. But this is watching in real time. There's a Zippo right here. All right, so I don't know what to tell you on that one. Crazy, right? And listen, from day one, I mean, I was wrong a lot, as everybody. But I guarantee the one thing, if you were to listen to what I was thinking out loud, was how in the world, with all this shear, could we have a system, not be affected by the shear? And that's obviously what we've had. So, Marco is yesterday's news. As far as Storm Prediction Center goes, listen, they've kind of they've reduced some of their risk too. They've stretched the green now, obviously, into the Panhandle. So yesterday it was all focused here, right? Now it's focused here, and that's because everything's blowing this way. So you still have time to go to ABC and get your liquor. Crappy first day of school. Cheers to Ashley. I took pictures of the kids, by the way. First day of school for both of them. Kind of sad, I must admit. I had a few tears. Had a few tears. There's Emily, first day of school. Kind of see the light there. But anyway, you get the idea. I had to make a little sign, 2020, my buddy Tony Stewart. And then, of course, there's me and Emily, proud dad. And then there's little Sarah. Holding first. So it's Sarah's first day of middle school, Emily's first day of high school. Man, what the hell, man. And I started Mike's weather page before they were born. Can you believe that? 2004. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, all right. So there's the storms, obviously. What are they saying? Let's see. Let's see if there's any tornado risk. It says isolated tornado. So there, you could have these squalls could get a little stormy, daytime heating. So we could definitely see some squalls coming in off of the Gulf here. And they got a little bit of spin to them. But, so we'll just pay attention, obviously. But there's that, right? So, yeah, Julie's all worried. Hey, Maureen, how's it going? They grow up fast, Whitney. Man, you ain't kidding. Katie, yeah, the high is pretty strong. We're going to go into Laura here in a second. Hey, Stephanie Stokes. Yeah, you've been working. You're up at that Panhandle, right? It's been... we talked about it a lot last night. We were all watching it. We're like, hey, I even made a joke about my blob shirt. What's up, JW Cox? Thank you. Um, it was crazy, Kathy. And I got him to school. Listen, never been tardy. Um, we'll get into the weather here, I promise, real quick. But I sent. We became really good friends with Sarah, right? Sarah, obviously, speech is delayed a little bit. Well, one morning I'll never forget. She was making these funny noises, walking out to the bus. Didn't think about it. Next thing you know, the teacher texts Julie. She says, "Where's Sarah's shoes?" So they went to the bus looking for them, and I forgot to put shoes on her because I'm usually barefoot half the time. So I don't even know if she had socks on, but she didn't have shoes on. And she went on the bus with no shoes. That was funny. I mean, you can look back and laugh at it now, but at the time. All right, so I promise we're gonna get hot and heavy here in the lore now. I'm gonna get a little more serious, just because we now are shifting focus to what could be. So a lot of links still on Marco, but real quick too, I want to give a shout out to new supporter of the page, Coastal Claims here. I was looking at my Mountain Dew. Got a lot of great companies that support the page, but I'm going to do a shout out now and then. So thanks to Frank here. You can check him out. Check out all my sponsors, but there you go. I'll try to do one a day. Support the website there. Works storms, so there you go. Perfect time. Public adjuster with insurance claims up and down the Gulf Coast. So support them if you're looking for that. Appreciate that, Frank. And I keep getting these weird texts here. One of them's from my wife. Yes, she's on the bus. All right. Hold on. Okay. All right, so what's developing with Laura here? So the last advisory with Laura, 65 miles an hour, 1,000 millibars of pressure. It's staying off. Like last night we were showing the center. It keeps shifting south. So it's bad news for the future of Laura. The core never really made it across the eastern high mountaintops of Cuba, and the latest fix from the hurricane hunters has the pressure down to 1,000 millibars and winds at 65. So you know it's relatively strengthened over Hispaniola to Cuba, which is not good. It hasn't got torn apart, and it's staying a little bit south of Cuba, which is not good. So those long-range intensity models, unfortunately, are still predicting a possibility that we could see, a pretty strong system as far as close to major hurricane, nearing some of the latest tracks are Louisiana now, a little bit in Louisiana, but then, we're seeing the track continue on this south turn, so Texas is still in play. In fact, the UK model has been trending more to the south than the others. So middle Texas still. So this is going to be a developing today to see exactly, this is extremely warm ocean heat content. This shear map that you can see here with Marco, this shear that Marco is facing here is moving to the west. And we're going to have a pocket of low winds moving along with Laura. So the shear forecast, at least the next couple of days, is going to relax. So, we're going to have, and even the NHC yesterday or one of these advisories, and by the way, the NHC is still showing 105 miles an hour, and they're talking about maybe more. So I'm not hyping this up now. But they did mention yesterday about the loop eddies, which was interesting because we talk about that a lot. So there are these warm loop eddies out here in the warm Gulf Stream they mentioned. So, on top of the high ocean heat content here, we got these loop eddies in the warm Gulf Stream. So these are extra sources of fuel. There's theories that these little loop eddies actually help spin storms. I read that discussion once. But bottom line, they're pockets of warm water that actually help feed the system. So that's what we're worried about. Relatively moist environment, very moist. So that's obviously bad. And there's no dry air ahead. There's no, a little bit to the north. It's kind of riding along with it. But, So anyway, that's not good. So that's what we're watching. I'm going to go into all the models, and we're going to talk about it. So overall convection is, bubbling. Not the healthiest looking storm, but it's got a day and a lot of lightning still. So the fact that we're looking at little land interaction means that maybe these models are. Let's take a look at the UK first, and then we'll pop over to Levi's site because he doesn't have the UK on there yet. I'm sure he will. He's got the best site on the planet. And we'll talk about all the models. So yesterday there was two schools of thinking. One school was going to cross Cuba and get tore up a little bit and take its time and just kind of work its way. Well, if it stayed south of Cuba, obviously now it's in a little better environment, and it's every hour that goes by, it's inching away from those higher mountaintops. So Western Cuba is extremely flat, so the development isn't hindered as much. So that's, unfortunately, it's over water now. So let's look at the latest UK. UK initials look pretty good. So UK, it's kind of hard to see on the monitor, but it's below Cuba, and it just slowly develops it into 951. That's pretty strong. Goes right into central Texas. This is almost an outlier. The NHC cone doesn't go this far down, but I feel it's important to show two things. One, it goes a little more to the south, and B, it's 951, so it's still strong. So that's usually a decent model. UK is never, this is one that the NHC quotes a lot. So Middle Texas, timing on this would be on approach overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. So it's not a forecast. Listen, the National Weather Service cone is pretty tightly clustered. Well, if you extend it out, though, they could almost say that it's almost on the tip. So their cone almost reaches Middle Texas, almost. So they could do a shift, but look, it's almost there. So anyway, remember, there's still confusion. Spaghetti models. Look, this is, you would think 3 days out we'd have a little more clarity. Every one of these pink lines, hope you're not colorblind. Is anybody colorblind? Not to make light of it, but I wonder, well, they all look like spaghetti. But when I say pink lines, you're like, what? Come on, Mike. But anyway, the European ensembles are everywhere. The Europeans are the pink lines, all the ensembles. The blue line is UK, and this is a good map too. HMON, the square, and not only that, you can learn geometry with Mike's Laird page, because that's a square, that's a triangle. There's the CMC. So, Middle Texas, Louisiana. I mean, in reality, the area is not that wide. I mean, it is wide, but I feel like I'm airbrushing. Look at that. Oh, but anyway. So there's that. All right, so let's look at all the models. All right, so there's a UK, pretty strong, 951. 951 hurricane winds. I mean, this is an old scale. The Saffir-Simpson scale used to include millibars, but that could be Cat 3. Officially now they rate hurricanes by wind speed, but in the olden days, the old SS scale had 950 would have been a 3. So that's just one model. All right, so let's look at some other models. As our panhandle gets Marco. See my funny picture I put on Twitter today? Look. Well, I put it on Facebook too. I like to. This is being spread around. So I drew that this morning. That's my comedy of the day. What's up, Brandon? Thanks, buddy. There's a lot of people think about Florida. There's very, very. I mean, come on. There's Keys are under. By the way, the Keys are under a tropical storm warning. By the way, so talked about that a lot. Bob Ross shows. Yeah, I remember him. Don. Is that the happy guy? Yeah, I used to stop and watch him. I don't know why, but he could. I tried doing what he did one time. I'm like, how do you take a paintbrush and make it look like a tree? But so anyway, here's the morning joke. Marco Polo. All right, so serious now. Let's look at all the. Say goodbye to ABC. I'm gonna close them out. See you tomorrow, buddy. I might be visiting you later. All right, so let's go to Levi's site and take a look. So we got some high resolution models we need to look at first. Again, these are, some people said it was irresponsible to show the HMON, HWARF early on in the game, and it was. But I always make sure we show all the models because they've done very well this year, and they continue to be very well. I posted an HMON yesterday that was wrong. I don't know where I got it from, but one of my sites had an old one on there, and I checked it. And I'm like, how did the HMON go from... So anyway, I took it off like in 15 minutes. But anyway, all right, so here's the HWARF. HWARF staying south of Cuba. That's very important on the development of our system. The more it stays below Cuba, then it's going to have time to develop that core. And, just take it for what it's worth. But it develops it slow all the way to... Here's the state line, Louisiana, Texas. A little shift to the east today, but 9:31. We don't want that. But this timing would be Wednesday night, overnight. We could be looking at, again, overnight on both models. UK's also. So, it appears for sure the landfall is Wednesday night to Thursday morning. There's the HWARF. The latest HMON, Laura. I get the names confused. I'll be so glad when we're tracking one storm and not two. Here's the latest. Oh, it's shifted down now. That's good. This is 6Z. Yep. All right, so not good meaning I didn't mean that, Texas. Didn't mean it. I'm just talking about I'd rather see model consistency than showing Cat 3 go to New Orleans and a Cat 3 Middle Texas. I want to see consistency is what I meant by good, trust me. Never mean to sound good for anything because I know I'll get hate mail, but we're hoping that we see clarity on these models because when you have a spread of a Cat 3 going north and south, it's like it plays hell on officials. Like, who do you evacuate? But anyway, not good no matter what. A little weaker, still 948. That's not weak. That's not weak. Weaker than the HWARF. But anyway, there's Texas line. Take it for what it's worth. Timing again, this would be Thursday morning, overnight hours into Thursday morning. The GFS is almost state line, 949. So we got 4 models. Don, yeah, this is going to be a little low. I'll go long range here in a few minutes, but it looks like so far no areas to watch except a wave coming off Africa that might be end of the month. So 5-6 days from now we could see a wave in the middle Atlantic, which doesn't mean when I say we have a week off, it means we don't have anything like impeding, but we're always going to be watching waves come off Africa. So there's really never a day to not go nuts. But I don't do the night times when there's nothing because, man, I mean, come on, I run out of things to say. Plus, you guys get tired of me, so can't have that happen. Destiny, you're from Texas. Yes. Whitney, you get a week off. No, man, we're still going to go live in the mornings. It's fun, right? We can talk. We can ramble. Leave Margarita. Is that your name, Margarita? How could you have the official name of Mike's Weather Page? You can buy margaritas at your ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. I'm only under contract to say their name once, but I get a penny every time I say it. Moisture go? Now, good question. All right, so Joanne, so Marco's moisture is going to get blown off. Most of the convection of Marco now, as we saw last night, was really blowing northeastward into Florida, some into Georgia. it's feeling that high pressure that's pushing Laura. So it could just disappear altogether, and all we're left with are some normal afternoon storms. So the rain forecast for Marco is never been impressive. Again, sheared systems don't make it. Not that much shear. This one, on the other hand, we're seeing. I'll show you some rain maps, but definitely could be some rain. Now the only thing is, this one's not stalling. The good news. Almost every model is showing this curving. Whoops. Darn it. Damn it. Almost all the models are showing it to get trapped up into a lower level trough and go on out. In fact, we could see a little of this end up across New England. So no stalling. That's the good news. No Harvey. A lot of Harvey folks in here. So Don's going camping. All right, Don, you go camping for me, will you? I'll never get to camp ever again. Tropical storm warnings in the Keys. Yes. Let's talk about that real quick. Then, let's finish up. So yeah, real quick. Keys are under tropical storm warning because the outer bands of Laura can definitely impact you soon. Later today. I'll show some high resolution radar, I promise. So Keys under tropical storm warning. And that's, right here. Look, the Keys. We talked about the Keys from day one. Keys, tropical storm warning. So not sure the protocols that happen down that way, but and that's mainly going to be a passing squall line or two. It's not going to be an all-day event. It's just going to be as the bands come by, you'll get a squall line, which could be quite nasty. All right, so we showed the HMON, HWRF, and unfortunately the GFS. So we have 4 models. Basically, these are on Tropical Tidbits, by the way, but we got basically, 4 models now. High-res models showing basically that. Do you go down the middle? Do you just take the average of those 4 and say, well, if let's take a look at the CMC. They actually have a Laura. So let me do a shout out to YouTube, by the way. We have YouTube now. We're streaming on YouTube. Check this out. YouTube. So a lot of people don't know that. You can watch it on YouTube. We actually have Facebook supporters on YouTube. I can't believe it. You guys love it. But look, there I am. So we're waving to YouTube. So at home, you're watching me, and I'm watching you. And Shelly's on there talking. Thanks, Shelly. I wish I could talk. We'll figure out a way to combine comments down the road. We have 433 people watching on YouTube. Holy cow. Hey, YouTubers. Oh, and this is the cool effect where we start getting the tunnel vision. Look, now you see 4 of me. Now we'll see 5. Look at my hands doing the same thing. So anyway, welcome from YouTube. All right, let's look at the CMC. And let's see what it shows as far as high resolution goes. It's been a little less aggressive on development, but it's showing middle Louisiana. So track the same. Here's the state line. This is LA. That's Texas. So a little weaker. Let's see the latest euro. So remember, all right. So it's pretty sad when we don't start out talking about the euro anymore. I feel like we've kicked them to the curb, man. It's like old news. We got a divorce. You're no longer important anymore when forecasters don't show the euro right away. There's Ashley. What's up, Ashley? Oh no, she messaged me last night. I don't even know if you're in there. We were talking last night. I got to get back to my chat now. I'm looking at my personal chat because somebody was messaging me while we were talking. Those are infinite numbers of mics. Yep. You just got BOGO'd. The picture is great on 60-inch, Whitney. That is scary. I comb my hair for this. Man. And I don't have the prettiest looking face, that's for sure. But I do have my professional shirt on today. Look at that. I actually have my own logo, obviously. Remember a couple years ago, I got the umbrella deal, and Rain Shed hooked me up and made a logo. That's my little logo. So we're going down to Big Storm today, and hopefully sign our beer contract, which would be fun. Funner than watching a landfalling hurricane coming. But so I might go live. Let's keep your phones on around 1:30. We might do a special Facebook Live, just kind of from the Big Storm Brewery, and who knows, announcing hopefully good things are coming. Hopefully. So that's later today. Then I get to come home and hear about the kids' day at school. I'm so nervous for Emily. High school. God, who would have thought? Wasn't that long ago, man. She was just little girl. All right, let's look at the Euro. Sorry, that's what I do here. I'll do a recap after 11. When the 11 o'clock advisory comes out, I'll do a recap. That's my new tradition. I didn't want to do one last night because I do a live at 8. I was thinking, well, I'm going to do a recap at 10, but the problem is the new NHC advisory comes out at 11. And whatever I am showing, a lot of it's based on what they're showing, official stuff. And it would offset each other if things were to change. So I'm like, I don't know about that nighttime one. So I might just stick from now on and do a 11 a.m. quickie, because that's going to incorporate the new 11 a.m. advisory. So it'll be fresh. Because I don't want to put out unfresh data. It'd be like buying old beer. And I keep, I told you we do show and tell on the, Stephanie. So I keep fun stuff on my desk, but I do have that key card. That was when we went snow chasing. Wasn't that long ago. A lot of you diehard cone heads, we went snow chasing in April, was it? I took Emily, and we went up there and saw snow. Remember we were chasing snow? We found snow. Somebody said they didn't like me squeaking the chair either. I got to stop doing that. All right, so the Euro, little stronger this time around. So the Euro's flip-flop. It went from strong. We're back on Tropical Tidbits, by the way, Levi's site. So the last few runs of the Euro, now we're back to 974. But the important thing here again is state lines. So again, we're honing in on high confidence. Middle Western Texas, Middle Texas is the outlier. Western Texas to or Eastern Texas, I say West East. Middle Texas is the outlier. Eastern Texas to Western LA, the high probability, and it's been real consistent. Take that state line. The models are bouncing between the two, and maybe in the middle Louisiana is the far extreme. So middle Louisiana, middle Texas right now are the outliers as far as possibilities. Everybody else is honing in close to the state line. But here's your latest Euro, and what the Euro's done, which is so frustrating. So yesterday it had it at 1,003, right? And what did it do this 24 hours ago? 957. So it goes from a Cat 3 to barely even a tropical storm almost to now back to Cat 2. So the Euros, you talk about flip-flopping. But now it's at least catching up a little bit to everybody else. All right, so another model we haven't really looked at. I guess we can look at Icon. It's the same thing, 960. So high confidence there. Look at that, high confidence. Even though we saw a track shift a little bit on some of them eastward, I think it's becoming clear to me that we got the possibility of a strong system. So anyway, what's up, Brax? Bitter beer face. What are y'all talking about? Any fronts? Nope. High pressure is locked in. Very, very high confidence. High pressure here. Very, 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 very high confidence. We just had a big boom out here. That shear that blew apart Marco. But anyway, there's the high pressure. This is going to come up, curve around. And that's high confidence. Very high confidence. So I know you can hear the click too. Future systems. Yeah, Alex, we'll get into that. So now we just sit back and watch, wait, and see, right? Hurricane hunters, let's see if they're out there. They're in Marco right now, in 1007, man. Marco's dying. It's dying. It's dying. It'll be the prettiest. There'll be no cloud in the sky, and you'll be under a tropical storm warning in Louisiana today. You go from hurricane warning to a beautiful blue sky Monday. Sheer winds again. And here's the big blob way over here. But anyway, I was just checking Hurricane Hunter data, and it's now we're down to 1,007. It was 991 last night, like 8 o'clock. So it went from 991 to 1,007. So it's dying. It's like the witch. The Wicked Witch. The Wizard of Oz witch water scene. Water YouTube. The beauty of Google. I had a job working. Look at this. I'm melting. Here's Marco for you. Watch. Remember this? Here. I'm melting. Marco's melting. And that's what all the weather forecasts are going to be like. Did we have a hurricane warning yesterday? Didn't we just have a hurricane warning yesterday? Sheer winds again. Lesson to be learned. All right, so there's the icon. What other stuff can we look at? Let's look at some rain forecasts. Because rain will be an issue. Then we'll look at some long range stuff. And then I got the house all to myself. Well, no, I don't. I got a meeting today. I was going to run around naked and take a nap, but I can still do that, just later. All right, so let's say the year. Okay, so we could look at both GFS and Euro. So Euro, P, and rain totals. This is GFS. Obviously, we're gonna have rain. The only good news about this whole thing is it's not stalling, but we're going to have 7, 8, 9, 12 inches the GFS is predicting. This is the eastern side. So remember, 9 times out of 10, the landfall, most of the rains come up from the Gulf on the east side. But those are some pretty high totals, and they're going to stretch up inland into Arkansas midweek. So, pretty high totals, 7, 8, 9 inches on the GFS. That all dependent on a landfall. Euro, almost the same spot actually. So pretty good rains. That's obvious. But you got rain coming. Obviously. I don't know if any official maps go out that far yet. Yeah, they're starting to. So there's 3. There's our National Weather Service rain map. So. Western Louisiana for sure, the big rains, flooding rains. So, hey, what's up, Shelly? Yeah, Brandon is at the, I think he told me his prediction was Beaumont, Texas. So, but he's definitely going to be doing some storm chasing. What's next, Nick? Well, long range. And long range. Mama told me to keep my mouth shut sometimes. Yes. No, that's not for Laura. Yeah, it's for Laura. Laura. I saw your name. Like Laura. Yeah, that's for Laura. So here's the latest GFS ensembles. I got to show these real quick. So the GFS or European ensembles. The European, obviously, ensembles, a more Texas track, reds are Cat 2, Cat 3. Weaker systems will go north. So the Euro might not have some of these stronger Euro track thinking is that the weaker ones. Well, this is the stronger ones. Stronger ones stayed low. Weaker ones stayed up over more land. Something like that. Pointer ain't working good. But so there was 2 schools of thinking with the Euro ensembles. One was going to be maybe a little more land interaction, weaker system. The other schools of thinking is less land interaction, more of a west track and a stronger. So there are still, European ensembles saying a little stronger, but it picked basically middle down the road. So, we do have some extreme ones going west, but 9 times out of 10, the NHC takes a blend of all models, and so does the Euro. Even though we're seeing outliers, take it for a grain of salt. The long range, looking at the Atlantic. All right, so the Atlantic keeps spitting out the possibilities of 7 days out. So here's this is August 31st. So August 31st. This is next week, midweek next week, into August, into early September. So we got a wave showing up on most models, and it's gonna, September is the wave season, and of course it does all kinds of stuff with it. So, it's way too early in the game to even try to guess any of that stuff. But it is showing up, at least, that we have a wave middle of the week or middle of the month. I said the same thing every single time. Middle of the Atlantic, end of the month. And here you go. This is this is September 1st. And then we got another one off of it. So I like these maps because the lines get confusing sometimes. This here, coming off this development, is leftover LoRa, but it's going to go off into the Atlantic. So some of the modeling are picking up LoRa actually like a nor'easter low, but it's going to go off to sea. So this is the area middle Atlantic into August, early September, and then maybe another one behind it. A lot of them originally had this curving, but I'm starting to see a few more because obviously it all comes down to the high pressure, and none of the models predicted the high pressure that we're seeing now very well. We'll have to look back and see if any of them predicted this to do that. I'll have to look back at some of my original posts and see what models early in the game were showing a west track. I think the Icon maybe. Hey Nick, good question on the. All right, so let's one last look here at the Levi's site. I want to just look at the operational runs on the Middle Atlantic. So we're going to go to August 30th. There it is. So I didn't look at it today yet, but there it is. That's August 30th. But it's to be expected, right? Entering September, just every wave we'll have to watch, and we'll see. There's the GFS August 30th. So that would be next Sunday, Monday, so almost a week. So maybe by Sunday we'll have something out here to watch, maybe. So all right, so the MJO, we're kind of going to be in a little neutral phase for the next couple weeks. So even though the oranges are concentrated to South America, believe it or not, we're still kind of in a neutral phase of the MJO. So no big suppressed passing that stays to the south. So not a really enhanced stage per se, but this is coming. Sometimes they get here quicker than expected. If that did pan out, then the end of September, early October, we could be back into a more conductive phase of the MJO. But we'll be neutral. We're starting to see a little green here. So we got a little. This is September 7th. So you could say we'll be in a little suppressed stage for a week or two, but nothing blocking the Caribbean or Middle Atlantic per se. So I don't think that'll be a huge factor. Vertical shears down. Dust becomes less of a factor. This, as we get into August. So yeah, listen, yeah, Sammy, you brought it up. October, man. October is the new September. I say it every year. And somebody, I saw two people, must be new to the site, about my rambling. Well, let me tell you what. What other weather person can ramble for an hour? I'm not going to be able to show you models and then not say nothing for 55 minutes. So, this is the secret of Mike's weather page. Is our folk like to. So anyway. Yeah. Brandon, you're right. Waters are going to bake. They're getting hot. That's a good question, Ron. Long range. See, the long range. We're not. There's going to be like nothing left of Marco. So likely it'll be just nothing. We were going to look at some rain maps, long range. Let's take a look if we can follow it on the NAM. So throughout the day today, I mean, here's later on today, we're still seeing rains pumping in here to the panhandle from Marco. But, the NAM, this is tomorrow morning, Tuesday, but it's back to normal nothing. And then here's our system coming. So it's likely to just be, we got that high pressure. We have shear. All this shear is moving out this way. All the upper level winds are just blowing apart everything. So Marco will be dead with Bernie. Weekend at Bernie's. You see that baseball thing going around? Hey, Barbara. No, thank you for having fun with us. We've grown. We're close to 1 million. Everybody says I got 1 million. I guess everybody rounds up. We're not officially there yet. We are at 945. We need 55,000 more people. But these are freaky numbers. All right, so I've reached 6 million people in a week. Actual people. That's a lot of people out there, man. So welcome, people. That's right. We're family, Tim. You tell them. Thanks, Kevin. So yeah, I'm gonna start our quickies only when there's weather. I can't commit to freaking 8 hours a day talking. You should have seen the look Emily gave me yesterday. I actually barked at her. I feel kind of bad, but we were at my mother-in-law's and I said, hey, I gotta go live at 2 or 3 because we're gonna do a supporter video. And Emily looked at Julie and said, "What?" I was like, "I got to." Anyway, yeah, thanks, Karen. So that's so we got some serious stuff we're watching. We're watching a possible major hurricane developing. That's big stuff. So not making light of anything, that's for sure. So the good news is the hurricane warnings are off of Marco, and we're going to be getting a new update from the NHC here in a little bit. Cohen's going to stay pretty much in track. I don't know if they will bump it a little bit more down, but that state line seems like it's been there. So they're not going to make a big change. The only thing they might do is do this. Like that right there. I bet you. We might see the M come out. Which Euro model, Mark? Because it seems like every 12 hours they change a lot. Live radar, yeah, Laura, you got it. We can look at. I wonder if so. I got the Cuba links here. Cuba Radars. All these links are on my site, by the way. But Cuba Radars. See how. There's one. Let it load. Load slow. But there you go. It's got good. You can see the spin. Center's definitely offshore. Pressures are down, which is concerning. They've slowly dropped across Hispaniola, which is unheard of. So I have a link there to all the Cuba radars, by the way, so you can take a look at them. Definitely spiraling. And the overall look of Laura is still very impressive. A lot of the convection spread out. This is weathernerds.org. We love weather nerds. We're all weather nerds, one way or another. When you wake up and don't give your spouse or your girlfriend, boyfriend a kiss, and you look at the latest NHC track first, you might have a problem. Like Jeff Foxworthy says, you might be a redneck if, well, you might be a weather nerd if you go to bed after the 11 o'clock advisory or the GFS comes out. So, but, it kind of reminds me watching Michael when it was in its early stages, we saw clear rotation here with Michael, and it was just a tropical storm, but we got some dry air here, luckily, and that's coming down. You can see it on the water vapor loop, so that's a good thing right now, at least short term. You can see it's ingesting some of this dry air. That's not a very good arrow. Let me try it again. Back up. All right, we're gonna try it again. There we go. Well, now I resume the thing, so it's really off. So here's dry air. There's dry air. So I get a little dry air, which is good. I mean that's good. Maybe that'll slow down some development, but the moisture's running. The dry air is going that way. So eventually it's going to close off and have a little more moisture field. So in the short term, at least, just like this is pulling up, that's pulling with that high. That's part of that high pressure dome that's coming. You can see it. So it'll ride below it. Could ingest some of it though. If it does not become a major hurricane and it ends up being a flop, it'll come down to that dry air getting sucked up into it. But that's just one of the theories. Anyway, did I say a cuss word? Yeah, we don't want to say Michael. Storm surge, Shelly, good. So storm surge maps aren't particularly picking up everything yet, but I do have links. Laura on the bottom here, potential storm surge map, and that's our Sierra site. So every update, it gets a little bit more updated. So here's a current look at possible storm surge. Obviously, this is based on the current track. Obviously, center, everything rotates counterclockwise. That's why all the surge is always on the east side. That looks like a clown face. So that's why the surge. So we're starting to see the surge values obviously into Louisiana. This is based on the current NHC track. If the track changes here, then we'll see more surge here. So it's a great site to follow along the possibilities. And I have it linked. It's called Sierra. I have a link right below the satellite links here from Weather Nerds. There's a link here for potential storm map. And if you want to know your zone where you live, a great tool to have is this from NOAA, that actually you can zoom into your particular area. And little legend here on the bottom left, you can click storm surge and you can see category 1, 2, 3 area. So let's say it's a category 3. These are areas that potentially, this is the storm surge we could see with category 3, and you can zoom in really close. So that map's on there. You can change your base map to see. So it's a cool tool. You don't want to go to 4 or 5, but it's on there too. So it's a good tool. And again, that's all dependent upon landfall. I mean, we have landfall here on let's say it is a category 3. Well, just because it's a 3 here, this is unlikely it's going to be more likely the east side. So you really got to focus on landfall. Just because you got a category 2 or 3 storm, let's say, it depends on if it passes to your west or not, whether or not you get the big shear. And I show this map all the time. I'm glad I found this one because I'm always trying to find it a better version of the slosh maps. So this is like the modern day slosh map. Let me close out the little pointer thingy here. So where we live, Florida, let's see what I always talk about to people is what could happen where we live. And that's the worst case scenario where we live. We could actually potentially have all that water from the bay push up and almost make us an island, category 3. Now that's everything, high tide. I think it's a worst case, but still. All right, what else we got? So RV ready to roll. Stick with YouTube. What else? Let's see. John, what's up? It hasn't stopped raining in Panama. No, Jolie, man, you still got more coming. We got an unexpected, another little bubble of storms coming for you guys in the Panhandle. Shaping up. Look at that. There could be some nasty weather right here. For sure. Let me post that right now, by the way. I gotta post. Our daily tradition is I post one time. I want to post that real quick. Now I'll do it when done. I've been on an hour. So, what did I say? Did I mess up, Sammy? What did I do mess up? I always mess up. Or was that somebody else? I didn't mess up Lori. If I messed last night, I was given 5 passes to screw up Marco and Laura. Some big storms, rain could be fixing to invade the Panhandle. All this from a sheared Marco to the southwest. That's good. A little drama. I like big words like invade and sheared. Tornadoes. Seriously, I mean that's in the SPC forecast for the rest of the day in the upper Gulf. These squall lines can get pretty strong. A lot of instability. All that shear and instability definitely brew the chances for waterspout tornadoes. So that's why I'm posting it. So much focus is on Marco being Louisiana. I don't think anybody, this is confusing a lot of people up that way. You have basically all the conversation is this way, and this they're the ones that are getting all the action. It's like, what the hell? It's 2020. I wasn't supposed to get this. Let's see. Coastal flooding link, Kevin. Coastal flooding down on the bottom here. Potential storm surge map. It's so I got all these links for Laura. I got them on Marco too, but right here I have the maps for weathernerds.org, and there's a link to Hurricane Hunters, and then there's a link for potential storm map and storm surge potential. Those 2 maps. And it's also Sierra. I have the link permanently here, right here. Sierra Coastal Storm Surge Map. We'll see what the hunters are doing. I don't know if they're out there. They're not really able to. They were in Laura. I don't know when this one was. They just finished. So it looks like they found center off the coast. Maybe. They haven't marked it yet, but that could be center, which is off the Cuba coast. So, all right. Lots to watch. All right. So we got a 10 o'clock advisory coming out. Yes. we'll do a quickie around 11, kind of give everybody an update on what's happened. And, the folks up in the Panhandle are wondering what the heck's going on. Story of the year right there, right? Nothing. Hey, Bella, right now all right, so the only thing showing up on models is we could have a wave. Nothing brewing for the Bahamas next week. What's that? Somebody posted that. Was it on the Windy app? I don't see it, any confidence on reporting. Well, there's the Euro. That's 10 days out. I usually don't want to go that far out. This is the wave we're showing. It's been bouncing around. I take it for a grain of salt right now, but this is the wave we're saying. Middle Atlantic, end of the month. So this is the Euro. And I guess I know why it's being shared now, because it's getting close. So this is 30th. We're just not yet seeing enough ensembles to agree with putting that out there yet. I'm not 100% on sharing it, because we're seeing a lot of ensembles shooting it north, fizzle, but we know that high pressure could be strong. So yeah, interesting. So there it is. I mean, that's on the Euro. I guess we should start talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. That would be the 2nd. That'd be September 2nd. GFS not showing anything yet. So I guess this is one of the things you just keep on the back of your mind, that there's a chance. There's always a chance. It's September. Danielle, Shelly will hook you up on the link, I think. Lelia, I think that's right. There's I don't know. Laura's track, it seems to me, it's pretty confident. The outliers are Middle Texas, Middle Louisiana. The consensus seems to be more geared around the state line. Some of the models shifted up in Louisiana, some have shifted back down. So I don't think the NHC is going to change. I don't think the NHC is going to move their cone east anymore. I think it's going to go, if anything, a tick west or south into Texas, little bit. But yeah, lots to watch for Houston. Tia, you're right. We got some models showing the potential of a major hurricane, and that's possible. We know what the Gulf can do. It's definitely, other than that dry air up here, it's definitely trying to get that look. It's pretty large. There's Florida. So lots to watch. All right. Good morning, Becky. You missed it. Our caller girl. So Becky, I have to have a new caller made up for Louis if he gets his own beer. Little Hurricane Hunter airplane or something. All right, well, you guys got to see my adventures of the bus stop, and we got the kids off safe, thank goodness. So we have new modeling coming out at 11 from the NAC, so we'll see what they say. It's going to be interesting. Panhandle is not getting officially Marco; it's getting the blob of Marco. And could be some rough storms that way the rest of the day. So stay alert on that. Texas, Louisiana, watch close. Key West. We're going to show some short range model here for our friends down in South Florida. Let's take a look if we got any rains coming to you guys down there, because you do have a tropical storm warning. And let's see. And there's one little band that just came by. There's a couple bands. So there's those bands. So, Marco's down here, or Laura's, there's my one. I get one. Laura's down here, but there's our squalls. This is overnight, actually. So here's one little lonely squall line tonight. So afternoon tonight, you could get a couple little squall lines. There's our first squall outer bands from Laura. So it's overnight. So Keys won't really get the quote bands, but they're going to get some bands, man. It's fun, right? Sloppy Joes go down there at 10 o'clock at night, have a few drinks, watch some tropical rain bands go by. Man, there is nothing better. We could actually have some trailing in South Florida overnight too. I love the tropics when they're harmless. And you can get some bands tomorrow too, look. So let's see, South Florida's gonna get a little bit. I mean, whoops. Focus right here like this. So, we're gonna see some occasional fast moving bands as our system slides by. And this is through tonight into tomorrow. So our Miami friends, you're gonna, it's no worse than an afternoon thunderstorm. Maybe they could have a water spout or two, but it'll be rains from Laura. I said it again. I almost said it. All right. Sounds good. You guys rock. Thanks for everything. We'll do it again later tonight for sure. 8 o'clock. You survived Laura as a drunk donkey. Yep. We hope everybody survives Laura. It's going to be nasty, I'm afraid. Sometimes you forget what we're watching happen in real time. And we could be watching the beginning of a memorable storm. So hopefully not. So I guess I'm a meteorologist. Ben, that's right. I guess they were talking about meteorologists on the Weather Channel. See, I think there's a million places you can get weather. Obviously, the website to me is the number one tool. I mean, that's got I got my Facebook stuff on there. I have a lot of people that only read Facebook here. I got my Twitter feed down the bottom here. So, a lot of tools, a lot of National Hurricane Center stuff. And I'm linked on the National Weather Service site, which is great. So they appreciate what I do, which is so cool, that they know I do it. And so that's the main thing. The blogging part is the other part. And for some reason, we got a audience that loves to think out loud with me, so it's all good. All right, well, listen, we'll see you guys later tonight, and I'll be updating all day. I'll do 11 o'clock quickie for sure, and we'll wait on that 11 a.m. advisory. So take care.